welcome to the Good Info Cafe. And I like what Brent said yesterday about let the good info roll, because it's let the good times roll. Since times is one syllable, I'll go with let the good foe roll. So a little Hoomlet thing, and then F-O. So it was information, then it became info, and let's see if it can be foe. So let the good foe roll. That doesn't come off. Let the good foe roll. Maybe that's better. So welcome, and welcome to the Good Info Cafe, where multiple intelligences meet each day. The Good Info Cafe is where I make a commitment to be faithful and true, and promise to help you maintain the good or feel even better at our cafe of meeting. Cafe of meeting for the breaking of info bread or breaking of faux bread, where I meet with you each and every day. So get ready for some zesty music, crispy fun, ripe hope, and succulent, big, serious, helpful concepts in the pursuit of truth. So welcome to the Candid and Humble, Sinners Seeking Good. So Sean had the question about who coined the phrase conspiracy theorist, or what's the etymology, the origin. And so that's the question of the day. So, but it's from Sean, so I'm going to give my answer on that one. Then also, the subject is going to be iFlap. I'm going to go over this system because this is a central processing unit for this potential series. It's called iFlap, Information Literacy Action Processor. And then we got this. So Christian extremist equals extreme love. And then it says, but don't mess with our love or we'll help God sort you out. So it's about love, but tough love, any kind, whatever the appropriate love for the situation is. So I'm looking for some other sales there, and once again have some, and the feedback is that they really like the t-shirts, good quality. My experience has been good. They have customer service. They'll answer the phone when you call. It can also be you can add your own text, so you can write your own message under here. Christian extremist equals extreme love, and then write a message under here. I guess instead of doing that, I could go like that, couldn't I? I don't know. There we go. Yeah. So you can, I think you can change that. That's what they said. You can put it on the back if you want it to be more subtle. And you can get it on a coffee mug, on a tote bag, and lots of different choices. More male T-shirts, female T-shirts, unisex T-shirts. You get to pick, and it's around $20. And so so iFlap, the T-shirt. Who coined the phrase, or what's the etymology history of it? Great question, Sean. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And then I'm going to grade social media. Now, we are on social media. This is YouTube, so nothing is all, evil is all bad, but things, or man-made things, are not all bad, usually. Like a gun can be used for harm, and it can be used to protect yourself against evil, someone who means to harm the innocent. A hammer can be used to make buildings and build things, or it can smash somebody in the head. So it's just technology. And actually, that's what I'll try to remember to do a grade on technology for tomorrow's video. Tech. Yes. Because the latest tech is going to be the answer. Has that caused less wars, less fighting? No, the technology has not. Can be used for good or bad. Oh yeah, turn that on. So so I guess I'll start with and just well, I'm going to begin talking about the question of the day, and it turns out it showed up in the 1800s, maybe 1870s. The phrase conspiracy theorist. Also, Wikipedia doesn't have it right. I read their definition of a conspiracy theorist, and it's wrong. So that's not a good source when you're doing your research. There's probably maybe 30%, 20% you could get that would be good value good value from Wikipedia page, but they've got it wrong. And then there's some others who try to talk intelligently about the phrase conspiracy theorists, and that's wrong. They're wrong also. Conspiracy is two or more people collaborating to do something bad. And then a theory, a conspiracy theory, is just when something happens, you theorize, was it a conspiracy or was it not? Or you look into it and it looks like it's more than one person, and so then you have a theory about what happened. That's actually what the phrase means, but it's been hijacked, and around 1964 is when it started to show up a lot. And so do your research on that. Around 1964, before that it was just, okay, an event happened, and here's our theory. We think it was more than one person acting alone, and here's the theory. That's for intelligent people. That's just for the scientific way of looking at it. Is it two or more? And there can be burglars who conspire. You know, the Wikipedia page and these other pseudo-intellectuals who think they're smart and they're not. Well, they're not as smart as they think they are. That's one way to know it. Is somebody could be really smart. They could have 150 IQ, but they think they're 180 IQ. You know, so that when I say pseudo-intellectual, it means they're not as smart as they think they are. But anyway, what was I saying? They missed it. Now I lost my train of thought, but we'll go with that for now. So what's the etymology of conspiracy theorists? And look at the definition I just gave, which is an event happens, you don't know, and you try to figure out what it is, and you find out it was one person who acted alone. Then if it's more than one, then that's a conspiracy, and then you have your theory about it, because you can't always get good, reliable information from official sources. Sometimes you can, but a lot of times you can't. Then contrast that with what Wikipedia and others have tried to demonize it and make it negative, and it's actually neutral. It's a neutral phrase. So what's the etymology of conspiracy theorists, and why did it become negative in around 1964? My grade for social media is a D, even though, thank you, YouTube, I am on YouTube, and it does some amazing things. But then when you get the control freaks involved in it, oh my God, they just ruin so much. All right, and then I'm going to be developing let's see. With George's channel, the singing was mocking things in a fun way, mocking the ruling control freaks. Once again, just a control freak isn't necessarily does a lot of harm, but if they're in a position of power, a control freak can harm lots of people. IFLAP. So IFLAP is Information Literacy Action Processor. This is the CPU for this series. So if you want to know what I'm based on, I base it on IFLAP. And then here's how I evaluate what is good, or what is excellent, what is good, what is average, what is below average, and what when it's not good. So the accuracy is important. The accessibility or access is important. I want to change this to access. Context is important. If it's clear or not is important. The relevance, and if it's refined, and then you can get value if you send it through this and you do this. So it's very clear what this channel is built on. Is this right here, and I'll try to get it a little bit closer so you can take a look at some of those. And that's the information literacy rubric. And what else did I say? It's the criteria for valuable information. So it doesn't matter the subject. If the subject is, if it's a teacher, so it ties in with the grading also, and everybody judges, and someone who says you shouldn't judge is judging you. So the grade for social media is a D. Right here is halfway, it's failing, but it's a D because it does do amazing things. But then the lost, sad control freaks who get involved, and they think that they can decide what's good and what's not good, and they're really bad at it. So I'm not going to go into names right now, but you guys know who they are, and you do your research. So I think that's it for today. So thank you very much. I'm going to be doing some driving today, and I put oil in my two old cars. One is more than 20 years old, and the other one is 10 years old, and have to stay on top of that oil. Put out the recycling. I put out the recycling, and so I thank you for tuning in today. Jerusalem.